Hey guys, Chris, Ironhead Garage. Well, I'm back getting this old transmission out of here. So, I got her up on jack stands. I got her blocked up pretty good. Never want a jack stand to fail, man. If you got a block of wood or something, throw it under there. Be safe. And up here in the front, I got my big jack stands underneath the axle, another block of wood. Don't never want to have a stand fail and be underneath a car. That would just be horrible. But I got the transmission tunnel off. And I got these shifter rods unhooked. I got the bolt out of her shifter there, and I got one more in the center. Then I could drop that shifter out, drive lines out. Then I get underneath this peg and get the speedo cable unhooked. I got my motorcycle stand for my Harley. I use that for my bike when I work on it. But I got that underneath the oil pan. Then the engine ain't gonna sag down on me. And then I can get this cross member out of here. Get a jack underneath this old Saginaw 3-speed. I got an old extra yoke in the tail shaft to keep her from puking her guts out. And I'm gonna get them transmission bolts out of there. Sling this old girl out. See what she looks like inside. Alright guys, I'm on it. Alright, I got the shifter out of there. Boy, it sure would be nice if I could put this shifter mechanism out of this 3-speed into this 4-speed. Not sure. I'm going to have to take this off. Maybe this guy will come out of there and interchange with the 4-speed. I'll have to take them apart and see if they're the same. But it would be nice if I could use this bracket off of the 3-speed. It bolts up the same. And use this end of it here to bolt up my new 4-speed shifter. Because if I don't, I'm going to have to modify this. I'm going to have to cut this out because it bolts to the tail shaft right there, right underneath that cup on the 4-speed. You can see it has the mounting bolts there down by the tail shaft. So I'm going to have to take it out and see. Would be a lot better than cutting that all out of there. But if I got to, I will. Not afraid to cut something. But she's getting closer to coming out. I get that bracket off after I get it out of there. Alright. Alright, well, I got the transmission out. She's got a big hole in her now. I shine the flashlight up in the bell housing. The pilot bearing looks good. The clutch fork looks good, and I took the throw-out bearing out, and it's nice and tight. It feels good and cleaned it up. So I think I'll use this. Don't look bad or anything. I'll grease it up on that shaft and put some grease in here where the clutch fork rides. So there she is. Side by side, 3-speed, 4-speed. So the transmission mount on the 4-speed is a single bolt in the center, and this one is a dual bolt. And this one it's still good, but there's a rip right there. So in time it'll fail. And these pieces were pinched off there when I took it out. So I'll run down to O'Reilly's. Maybe the boys down there got one. If not, I'll have to order one. It's got the metal vent cap here. I think I can get this off and put it on the 4-speed. So yeah. So maybe I'll sling this over on the side and open this up and see what I see in there. And got to take all that linkage off and that shifter to get it up in the car. It's pretty tight with that drive shaft loop in there. And we'll see if I can use this guy. I'm not sure. That's how that guy went on there. So it sure looks homemade to me. I believe it is. I got a Saginaw 4-speed in my 55, and I got a factory-made bracket, and it's a little different than this one, but we'll see. The 3-speed don't have the bolts on the tail shaft like the 4-speed does. It's about the only difference I see. Has a mounting hole there. Everything else looks to be the same. They're the exact same length, 21 7/16 from the front to the tail shaft. Got the same spline. This one's a no ring one. I haven't looked this one up. That one's the 3 ring. I got the gear ratio somewhere. I guess it's got a low first gear in it, and you just have to shift a little faster, but that's fine. It'll be good for this old hot rod. So I'm gonna get this linkage tore off of here and see if there's any fluid in it. Don't sound like there's any fluid in it. And get her stuffed in here. I might have a buddy come over and help me. I did this one by myself, getting it out. Wasn't too bad. But that 4-speed, she's a little heavy pig. I don't want to mess them clutch forks up on that pressure plate or anything. Alright guys, well, back on it. I'll be back. Well, the old Model A, she's got a 4-speed now. Yeah, my buddy Jay came over and helped me stab it in there. Thanks, Jay, if you're watching. Oh, pig's heavy. But we were having a little bit of trouble lining it up. And then we just spun that tail shaft, and the gear lined up with the clutch. The shaft gear lined up with the clutch, and she slid right in there, so that was cool. So, been trying to mock this up. And this is the bracket that goes on the 4-speed shifter here. And there's those 3 holes that it goes in. And it's gonna hit. So that ain't gonna work. So I tried this guy, and this will bolt up to the transmission, and the shifter would bolt to it, but then I would have to modify the floor up here because of that long shifter rod comes over here, and it will hit the floor pan. So one of my options is I'm gonna cut this out of there. I don't like this in here anyway. It's kind of hokey, but I think I can run my Sawzall right along the back of this. Hopefully not hit the seat. That won't be good. And then this tunnel here is notched around that cup holder. So I'll have to cut this off straight and then extend this. But I believe my boot will work better for my shifter, because before, if you guys remember, it was half on here and then went down half. It was kind of funky too, so I believe the boot will sit up here on the top. So I'll just build me a little piece there. I'll leave a little bit of this sticking out so I can overlap. I'm not sure what I'll do here. I'll figure out something. I'm going to try to do this without taking the seat out, because it's a pain to get them bolts and get it all lined up. But I'll do it if I got to. So I guess I'm going to get the Sawzall out and start cutting. Well, I did find a new transmission mount. So I got that on there. Old Napa had it. The last place I would think. $9. Can't beat that. The metal sure ain't as thick as the older one, but she'll work. That one there, it was pretty shot. Alright, well, I'll get the Sawzall out and start cutting. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, I got the tunnel all back in there, mocked up. Just got a few bolts holding her in there. I did have to flare this side out a little bit and re-drill a couple holes and tapped it. But you can see the shifter is way better in the center. So take this boot off. See how I had to cut it. So I think I'm just gonna make a piece of metal to go over here, put a little flange on it, and have it right on this top piece here. And probably use this bolt here and that bolt to bolt it down. Maybe a couple more in the corner. But as you can see, the shifter boot pretty much covers all the hackery. I guess it's hackery. But yeah, it ain't gonna look too bad. Come around here and I'll get in the driver's seat. So that's a lot better than what it was actually after I make that plate on there and get all that big hole covered up. Then I think I might, if you put it in reverse, there's reverse. It's a little tight to your leg, but first and second is pretty good. I think I might heat this guy up and just bend that up a little bit. It'll rainbow, but I think that'll be better than having it tight to my leg. I did try to take apart my other 3-speed shifter, and the shifter rod is different. Shifter handle is different, so it won't work. But so we'll end up using this one. So I'm gonna get some metal and make a cover there. See what it looks like. Alright, well, I made a pattern for the transmission tunnel hole. Got a little flange on there. Crimp down there. I'll use that bolt that's underneath here to bolt it. Maybe another one in the back. Maybe I'll put some screws there by the seat. And over here, it'll tuck down. And then I got a little flapper to try to cover up that hole in the back. But I'll try to make it out of one piece of metal. And then when I put my shifter on, my shifter boot on here. Oh, got it backwards. It'll cover most of it anyway. So let me try to get this built. See if I can figure this out without a break. Alright, well, I just wanted to bring you guys back and show you. I was making this piece. Here's that pattern. And maybe some guys know, some guys don't, but to make a sharp 90, you know, some guys don't know how to bend metal and stuff. The best way to do it without a break, get yourself a sharp piece of metal. Got that sharp one, and I got another piece here that's 1/8 inch. See, it's more round on the edge, so you could use that for more round curves. But this one's a sharp 90. Get yourself some of these vice grips. Then just hammer on over flat. That's how I did all this without a break. You make a lot of cool stuff without a break. Just let your mind wander and figure out which bends to make first. Some of these aren't perfect, but I'll dolly this all out, you know, and put some finishing touches on her. But yeah, I got one more flap to turn in. That's where that hole is at. And a little bit more dollying across there, and a couple spots here and there. But yeah, that's the way to do it. Clamping on there, draw some lines, get yourself a good ball peen hammer and some body hammers that are nice and flat. They got different style hammers, some that are roundy, some that are swooped this way, a whole bunch of different styles. So hope that helps somebody out trying to make something for their hot rod. I don't know if it's street rod approved, but sure is hot rod approved. All right, guys, gotta enjoy what you're doing. Well, I got that piece mocked up in here, the transmission tunnel cover. I got it drilled, tapped there, and that was an existing hole. I don't think I'm gonna put one there. It's down pretty tight. And then over on this side, I drilled it and tapped it, and I used an existing hole there. So it's looking pretty good. I think I'll probably paint some red oxide on it. And to get the shifter handle out, they have this little release here on the driver's side, usually on a Hurst shifter. So get yourself a cheap ass putty knife from the hardware store and narrow it down and grind her as thin as you can without it breaking. Slide it down in there on that driver's side, and it'll release that little clip that pops into there. This one was pretty corroded, so I had to put a bunch of oil down in there, let it soak. But she came out of there. Now I can put it in my vise and heat it up and bend it. Hopefully don't rainbow it too much, and if it does, well, that's all right. She's an old hot rod. getting my seat all dirty, messing around in here. But now got my shifter boot. So the shifter boot's gonna fit pretty nice. And I had a piece of aluminum to build a ring. This boot's missing the ring, but my aluminum wasn't big enough. No metal shops around our little town around here, so I went down to the old junk store. I found that 5-mile-an-hour sign. You can see it's been repainted. If you look real careful, it used to say 15. Somebody said, them boys are going too fast, we want them to go 5. But they wanted $20 for it. And I went in there and bought it. And they actually charged me 15 bucks. So, I'm going to sacrifice it. It's got a nice good flat spot here. I'm going to make me a shifter ring out of it. Polish it up. Cut it out with a jigsaw. The rest of the sign, and I'll keep for another project. So that'll be good. I got a bunch of new grade 8 bolts. I always like the grade 8 just because they're gold. I like that look. So I'll put some new bolts in there. And this hole here, if you can see, it goes into the master cylinder cover. So I'm not sure if I'll tap that or not. But she's coming together. Paint that guy red oxide and let her blend in and build that ring. Yeah, getting close. Alright guys, I'm back at it. Well, I have my little mini acetylene torches out. Had that shifter in my vise over here. And I took it in and out about 3 or 4 times. Trying to get it adjusted right. Got my ring made and drilled out for my Hearst boot. But yeah, it's way better now. So now, that's reverse. First, second, third, fourth. It was bent way back here. I didn't like that, and it was bent way over. It's out of a console car, I guess. But yeah, pretty cool. So, only thing that's left is to take that transmission cover out I made and put a little bit of red oxide on it. Put the boot and the ring on. Drill it, and I got some nice little Allen button head screws that I'll put the ring on with. Some of these more grade 8 bolts to put in this guy. Alright, well, get that off of there and get her some paint. Put her back together. Well, I got that cover all painted up. Inside and out. Yeah, keep her from rusting. So, time to put her in. Alright. Alright, well, got the old coupe all back together. Shifter's in. Rings on, the boot's on. It's gonna be much better. Got me a little Bob Ross tin there. Yeah, pretty cool. It keeps stuff in there. Got it there with the magnet. Pretty cool. But so she's all back together now. Ready for a test drive. See if this 4-speed works. Actually had a little time and I redid the clutch. The clutch was super hard to press. It was in this hole here. And I built this extension piece behind it. And drilled it, put it in there and greased it. Put the shifter rod in there. And bolted up with a couple grade 8 bolts. I had to slot my firewall a little more. But the clutch was like on or off. So it's kind of hard to drive. But it's like 50% better now. So we'll get her outside and we'll get her warmed up and try that 4-speed out. Alright boys, here we go. Alright, got her outside. Little night drive. Got her warmed up. Yeah man, my wife's gonna film. So she's my co-pilot. Let's go for a cruise, honey.
Alright.
Got your seatbelt on?
Yeah.
Oh, there ain't no seatbelt.
Oh, that's right.
Let's go. Got our speedo on. cable's bad in there, so oh, the bummer. Got headlights. You can use some shocks, I know that. Second gear, that's good. Nothing like cruising a hot rod. Gotta be easy, we don't know if the lob's hiding out somewhere. Second, then we got third. Third gear, nice. Then we got fourth. I think the kids like the old coupe, honey.
Oh boy.
We'll make a little loop around town. Light. I'll do it again. Oh, I think I marked the tires.
I think so.
Nice. Yeah, she a hot rod. Oh yeah. This thing has defeated me so much. Nice that it's going down. Yeah, man. Gotta love it. Go this way, across the bridge. Doors rattle a little bit. That's alright, she's old, she's almost 100 years old. Get a view over out here in the night. Yeah, this is a cool hot rod. Remember when I had my 55 here with my Blondie inside? Yeah, man, too cool. I gotta get this trunk lid on there. All right, let's get back on the road. There you go, honey. I always appreciate all you guys watching. It's too cool. Cool stirrup society around here.
Oh boy.
So much better than the first time I drove it. The car needs a little tuning on it. Woo!
I think it's dangerous.
Oh, it's nothing but fun. Gotta live a little. Yeah, I got a little flat spot in the carburetor. I'll have to fix that. Adjust my headlights out a little bit more still. Come to them bumpy ass tracks. Not too bad. I'm driving with my blinker on. Like a rookie. it's them old headlights I got. Chevy with a tunnel ram. Big damn fossil fuel guzzling beast. Gotta love it. Yeah, a little tuning on the carburetor more. She'll be good. Just like my 55, it kind of ran like crap first time out. But it was 30 degrees. About 70 degrees here right now. Tonight. Back in Newport. That's good.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't hear you.
Oh, they heard me. They just don't know where I'm at. They're on the other side of town looking now. Get this thing back in the shop. Do a little tuning on the old carburetor. Appreciate you guys riding along with us. Really do. You guys take care. See you next time.